Alright everybody, welcome to a round of Pauper with Mono Green Stompy. We're playing against All-Star 997, who's written for pure MTGO in the past, and I believe he's playing Affinity. He's mulligan to 6, and we don't have any lands here. We could chance it and risk not drawing a land over our next draw step, but I don't think that's worth it at all. So we're going to go to 6, especially because he also went to 6. We're both playing decks with low land counts. And here I think we have a reasonable hand. We've got a Nettle Sentinel followed up with a Rancor. Pretty fast clock. He's not mulliganing. We're not going to mulligan either. So this allows us to get in for 4 damage before he can really hit us. He may have a Galv Blast, but we have to still play the Sentinel and probably make the Rancor play depending on what he's representing next turn. So we'll go ahead and pass, and we'll see what he's got going on. He may tap out for a 2-drop, and I think we'll be able to get in with the Rancor at that point in time. It's in a Tog, so it can become a 3/4 by sacking 1 land. I still think we want to get in with Rancor and try to race, especially because we are now a bit flooded. We've got 5 lands total going on here. So I think we want to Rancor up this guy, and then he can maybe hit us for not even a relevant amount of damage on turn 3. So I think we're going to go ahead and use the ability. It's going to resolve. We're going to attack. See if we coax him into sacking a land or something. I don't think he's going to do that. And then we're of course going to play the Ranger now, untapping the Sentinel. And we can use the Ranger's ability at any point in time, but we don't really need to do that yet. We don't need to block. He can only attack for 5 here. Now 7. Now 9, which could be a bit of a risk, but we don't really care if he attacks. And he's not even going to offer the trade. Now he's got 3 cards left. He could have played Thoughtcast here, so he doesn't have Thoughtcast unless he wants to leave up something crazy. Now we have an issue because we could offer the trade between the Sentinel and the Frogmite, which I think is reasonable. We can also play the Sheenan of Life's Roar and try and set up for a bigger attack next turn, but we don't really have anything else going on. I think we just want to attack and try and keep him off of a Mirror Enforcer or something like that. Then we can get the Rancor back and perhaps put it on the Sheenan if we want to. He's just going to take the damage, which is fantastic because now we can set up an attack where he's going to mandatorily, I think that's a word, take 5 damage. And we're representing all kinds of things, notably Vines of Vastwood. So we can get in for a guaranteed 4 as long as this creature doesn't die. So he's now got 3/5. He's got a first striking Porcelain Legionnaire as well. 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, and he's representing Galv Blast, but not attacking. So this will be a very interesting play. This is looking pretty sweet because now we can get in for a guaranteed 5 and then make our Nettle Sentinel a 7/5 creature trampling, and we're going to lose the Sheenan to first strike, which means that I don't even think, but it'll take him to 7, and then if we draw another Sheenan we can win. The danger here is that this in turn is going to be able to attack us back. So he can block everything on the Sheenan. He takes 5, goes to 7. Then he's attacking back for 3, 5, and then he can sack all his lands to make this a 5, 7, 9 power creature. So that's 15 damage, but then he's dead on the backswing. I think we're going to risk it because we also get to put this guy on D by casting the Hunger of the Howl Pack. So, and we can use the Elf ability to untap one of our guys. So I think we're going to attack with all and make him take 5. We lose a guy, but we also are going to get this Morbid going to get this Nettle Sentinel trampling. And I don't think he has Galv Blast to counter the Hunger of the Howl Pack. And if he doesn't block, I don't see why he wouldn't block. Yeah, he has to, actually, to be quite frank here. Sure, that's fine. It doesn't really matter because we can't really deal any damage. First strike damage is going to occur. And he's going to take 5. We're going to float a mana, I suppose. Return a forest. Replay, and then cast this to untap this guy. And that resolves, I think, so it becomes a 7/5. And we're looking very nasty. Especially if we draw another pump spell. And we are bluffing the lands here. He's at 7, but we're also kind of running out of steam. It's going to be kind of tough to... We have to basically win in the next turn or two because he's going to draw out of this very quickly. And now is he attacking? Not attacking with anything. So he can make this really big and essentially block all of the damage, right? He can just sack a couple lands, make this a 5/6, and then he's got about 9 toughness. So it doesn't really accomplish anything. It can kill a couple of his guys off. What he has to sack 3 lands to be a 3/5, a 5, or 3/4, a 5/6, and then a... Am I doing the math right? A 3/4, a 5/6, and then a 7/8. And that would block all of this damage, but it would require him to sack 3 lands. And that buys us a bit of time. We also have these chump blockers. So I think we actually just want to play out a Quirion Ranger and probably do nothing else. I don't think it's worth attacking. We can get 3 of his lands, but this is going to be our best chance to get through. So I think we're just going to play Quirion Ranger. Untap, get the forest back, and replay it. And I sincerely apologize if I'm making any horrendous mistakes. It's actually one of my very first times playing this deck, so please bear with me here. Now he's drawing to creating green, perhaps playing a Carapace Forger. The more creatures he gets on the board, the worse it's going to be for us. But we just have to keep on trucking here. Looks like either a Forager or a Sun Chaser on the way. Another star. 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 6, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17. He can get up to 17 with this Atog. But he also has to worry about this. We're officially out of Galv Blast range. Okay, so he's dumped his entire hand. If we can draw another Sheenan, we can win, but right now the board looks crazy for us. We draw a Pit Skulk. Now, Pit Skulk can actually get us through for damage. He's going to have to sack 3 artifacts here, but then his offensive is going to be pretty wild on the backswing. I guess we have to bank on drawing some kind of pump spell, but he's got 8, 9, 11 worth of defensive guys. So I guess our only out that I can think of is drawing that Sheenan of Life's Roar and using the channel to make them all block somebody else. And we just have to make sure we don't die next turn. So I think we just play Pit Skulk and pass. It's the only thing I can think of doing, and then we have to try and play around Fling if we can even possibly do that. So I don't think we're getting out of this any other way. We had a bit of a window of opportunity, but we have too many lands, not enough relevant spells, and he drew out of it to an extent. He may have been holding this for a while, but it's been pretty playable for the past few turns. So he's going to reveal what he's got. It's a Thought Cast. It's going to give him a significant advantage here. Plays a land. So if this is a fling, which it could very well be, because, oh no, it's an Enforcer. So we still have the out, and he's actually not attacking. And we draw a Safehold Elite. So I don't really see any merit in playing or attacking with the Nettle Sentinel. We could potentially make this a 7/7, and if he only sends in the Atog, that would be another way of getting through. But I don't think he's actually going to swing with the Atog, and we can use this to trade and hold off his other guys. So we're going to cast this, and we might be able to draw out of it with the Sheenan and hopefully win. So that's what we're looking for right now. Could also draw another Rancor, which might help us out. But the board is pretty stalled. Another Legionnaire. So let's see if he comes in. He's got a lot of guys. He's attacking with that. So he's got 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15. He actually put himself pretty open to us being able to block with the Sentinel, put the Rancor on this, and draw any number of our 4-power pumps. So I think we can actually block with the Nettle Sentinel here. It gives us more outs, whereas the Sheenan's very narrow and it's only going to give us an out to this situation. Now he's got to sack 3 artifacts to kill our one guy, and then we get our Rancor back, and now we can try and win with this. So I think that's actually better for us. We also have lands in hand, and maybe we can get out of this. And we draw a Ledgewalker, which now I think we can win in a couple swings here. That actually seems a little bit better. So yeah, we're just going to play Ledgewalker and hope that you don't draw a flyer. And we're going to hold back the lands and try and do this here. We don't really need to untap a forest, but I guess we'll do it. And he's going to have a pretty brutal attack coming for us, but we have to try and win. So we're going to put the Safehold Elite on you, and we're going to take a lot of damage, but we still have outs. I mean, we definitely have a number of outs. Vines, we have Groundswell. And if he sends too many attackers, we actually can... Okay, so attacking for 8. I think we're just going to take it all. We could trade with the Frogmite. That seems reasonable. And take 6. And then we can block 4 creatures and take 11 next turn, and we're still out of Galv Blast range, so we're only going to take 7 next turn. Alright, that's cool. Yeah, I think I like our chances a lot with this this Rancor. And a forest, not going to do a whole lot for us. So we're going to get in with the Ledgewalker, and hopefully that's going to be enough to do it here. We'll hold the lands back. We'll actually untap the Ledgewalker, because why not? We're way flooded, I'll tell you that much. And I think we're just going to hold on. Now his attacks here are going to be very strange. We're dead to a fling. Oh, a Disciple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we cannot go to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we cannot go to 9. So he's attacking. We have to block this. He's attacking for 6. This is tough. So we have to block, what, 4? We have to block everything? You. We take 8. We go to 6. Now we can take 6 and go to 8, and we're going to be dead. I think we have to block everything here. Or block with all of our guys, but that leaves us with no outs. So at this point we have to hope that he doesn't see that the disciple kill is actually a real possibility. So we're going to take 6. And we're going to try and draw into a pump spell. So block you, and block you. And we're going to hope that that works. And hope that he doesn't start sacking stuff. Because we're really flooded. He appears to realize that we're flooded. Or he appears to know that he can win. I guess I'll put it that way. So I think we're going to take a loss here. That was a great draw for him. Probably... well, I can't really say what we were going to draw into. We're going to check. But we'll see if we could actually have won that. So is that enough? 2, 1, and we're going to be done here. Good game. So let's see. We would have drawn another Ledge Walker, so we may have actually been dead. Anyway, it's hard to say because that Disciple changed so much. Now, my sideboard's not great here, but let's look at the main board and see what we might want to take out. I think this actually seemed pretty useful. I think Gather Courage might be one we want to take out. He doesn't have a lot of tricks. It does let us trade with some of his 4/4s. Safehold Elite I like. Can trade with a number of guys when it has Rancor on it. Young Wolf is a nice 1-drop. Ledgewalker seems okay. A little susceptible to Krark Clan Shaman if he's playing that. There aren't a lot of great trades, but I think because the only thing we really want to bring in is Sabotage, I think Fog's a little too reactive. And these don't hit enough relevant targets to swing the matchup. So I think we want to trade spell for spell. We don't want to take out creature threats for spells. However, the Sheenan does seem a little low impact. On the play, I think it's decent. As a 2-of, I think it's okay. I'm not seeing anything that seems really bad in this matchup, but Gather Courage, I think, is going to be a little less impactful than Gleeful Sabotage will be. It does mess our curve up slightly because Gather Courage is essentially a free spell and Sabotage is a 2-mana spell. But let's try it like this. Hopefully it'll go well for us. Alright, welcome to game number 2 here against Affinity. We're going to play first. Big thank you to Allstar997 for being willing to participate here. Definitely helping me out. So I think we're going to actually keep this. On the play it's a 1-lander, but we can get in for 4 damage, and then we can start playing Pit Skulks, and then we have Young Wolves around to provide some D. So I don't think we're going to mulligan here. We could also opt to go Nettle Sentinel into Pit Skulk and then put the Rancor on the Pit Skulk. That actually might be better for us, depending on what his opening is and how he responds to the Nettle Sentinel. If he taps out, okay, so I think we're actually going to go Sentinel into Pit Skulk because this in turn becomes an unblockable. Well, now we actually can do a number of things. We can Rancor the Pit Skulk now, and I think that's going to be better for us. So let's just do the math. If we Rancor the Sentinel now, it's 16, and we attack for 6 next turn, taking him to 10. If we attack with the Sentinel, play the Pit Skulk, and play another guy, he's at 18, and next turn we ostensibly attack for 7, taking him to 11. So it's less damage but more threats. And then if we attack for 2 this turn, He's at 18. Put this on. We take him to 12 next turn. But we have the Pit Skulk, which isn't going to be blocked by anything. And we resolve the Rancor. So it does the least amount of damage, but I still like that play because we get to resolve Rancor, which means he has to kill our guy, and we can still get it back. So it does the least amount of damage, but the Pit Skulk is going to be one of the hardest creatures for him to block, especially at 4 power. And he's a ways away from getting a Mirror Enforcer down, I hope, or a Forger. He's got an Atog, which he can make into a 5/6. I don't think he's going to do that. He's got a Disciple, so that's going to be a problem. He's got the Deadly Combo right here. So we can attack him for 6. That will take him to 12. Then we can play 2 creatures out. We can also play Vines on a guy and take him to 8, but I don't think we want to do that. I think we want to attack and play 2 creatures out. He's not going to block. He doesn't have any tricks to untap his guys. So this puts him on 2-turn clock. However, we have this Vines trick which can really help us get through for more damage, especially with this Undying. I don't see him actually killing us with a Fling combo anytime soon. We also have Vines to get in for a mandatory 8 damage if we want. So he doesn't have a lot of great options here, especially because we have so many guys that can get more dangerous. I really don't mind sending the whole team. If we Vines the Pit Skulk, he's taking at least 8. He can eat one of the other creatures, but they're most likely going to come back. Actually, if we Vines a Pit Skulk, attack with all, and he just eats the Sentinel, he goes to 2, and then he can potentially kill us with the Atog. So he has 5 artifacts. That's 5 damage to us, and his Atog becomes an 11, 12, I think. Now it's 6, so 14. We go to 14 and then 13. Okay, that's not going to be good. So he's going to sack that twice. It looks like if he does it now, if he doesn't do it now, we have Vines to protect our Pit Skulk. I think he's just going to do it now. He's going to lose 2 guys. We're going to take 2 damage. Oh, he's sacking that first. Okay, here we go. So we're going to get 2 Young Wolves back. He's going to lose 2 guys. We're going to lose... Oh, he's still going. This is very interesting. Alright, let's place these on the stack. Oh, I see. He's actually going to kill our whole team, and we may be dead here. No, we're not dead, but he did do a lot of damage there with that one Shaman. So we can Ranger and play Safehold Elite. I think that's going to be our best option. And we're at 13 all of a sudden, which is crazy. Next turn we can Safehold and Vines of Vastwood it using the Ranger's ability. He's got 4, so he can get us for 9. And we're still not dead, so I think we'll take the damage. We can also persist, but next turn we can hit him for 4 plus 4 is 8. We can hit him for 9. I think we'll take it this turn. See what he wants to do. He must have He must have Galv Blast, but we have Vines, so we can make him take 8. And then we can untap our guy. Or not. So do we just attack here and take him to 7? Then we can untap our guy, block, and then we have 7 next turn. Yeah, that seems okay. Alright, it's on you. I think we're doing okay here. You don't really have a leg to stand on in terms of attacking. I don't think. Okay. So now we can send both. And we have Persist. We have Pit Skulk. He's going to have to sack 2 artifacts to stay alive. We have the Vines. If he doesn't block, I think I like our position. Though he may have another Pit Skulk waiting. Not Pit Skulk, Shaman. Yeah, so he's taking that block. That's fine. So he's got to sack 2 artifacts. Okay. Sure. And you take 1. We get our guy back. We have a Rancor and we have a Vines of Vastwood. I'd like to save the Vines of Vastwood, but I think we will. Yeah, maybe we hold it until next turn. That seems like the best bet. Actually, can we untap a land? Do we play a land this turn? I didn't even think about that. So I'm looking to see if we played a land. It doesn't appear that we did. So we can go ahead and use this ability. And go for this if we want. Or we can do it next turn when the Vines will be lethal. I think we're going to hold it. He only has 1 red source. Okay, a second to Tog. 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay, so this will be an 8 power creature. 3, 5, 7, 9. Very interesting. This will be an 8 power creature, so he has to sack all of his lands just to block it. And then we still have Rancor on our other guys. It's a very interesting situation that we're in. He also just has to sack 2 lands even just to get through. If we attack with all, he's going to go to 1 with the unblocked guy. Man, this is really tough. We want to put him to the sword here and take him down. So he sacks all his lands, but we give up the Vines as well. Trample damage does nothing because it becomes an 8. An 8/6. He has to sack all of his lands and block it. Then we still have the... Yeah, I guess that seems good. We can also Vines it in response to him buffing up. Like, he has to buff up his guy twice just to block it. That also seems very good. Oh, wow. He forgot to sack before declaring blockers. Now we can just kill him with the Vines of Vastwood. Alright, so that was a bit of a mistake there. And we'll just kicker him to death. I don't think he has anything to stop my attack, so... Unless maybe he has Dispel, but... I think he just messed up. by not sacking first before declaring blockers. So we kind of went on a technicality of this game. Not sure how well we'll fare in the next game. Yeah, it's going to be GG. Alright, so we will go ahead and move on to the next game. Looks like we're experiencing, I guess for this deck, what would be considered flood. But not a lot you can do with that. 17 lands is so low. We didn't see a Gleeful Sabotage that game. I think we're going to have to keep the boarding the same for now, because we didn't really get to see how it would have done. A Gather Courage would have been nice, but I think a Sabotage would have been better. Maybe not in that particular game, but in general. So we'll keep it like this, see how it goes. So this is a very interesting hand because we only have a Pit Skulk to start, and that's not a great turn one. We do have a Groundswell to get it going, and we have the Sabotage for later, so we can afford to stumble. I think we'll hit a creature by turn 2, and his turn, I think we'll keep. I don't love it, but we have enough creatures we should draw something to turn on Bloodthirst, but we don't even really have to turn on Bloodthirst. We have all these pumps. So I guess we'll have to lead with this and hopefully draw a Rancor. We have pumps. We need another creature to make this bigger, but he's got a Legionnaire, so we can make this a 5/5 and get in for 5. We also have a Nettle Sentinel now. So I think we'll get in for 5 and play Nettle Sentinel. And then next turn we can Gleeful Sabotage away his guy and something else. So he goes to 13. And we have to hope that the beats keep on coming for us. I hope he plays a land and a Mirror Enforcer, then we can kill both of them. A Rancor would also be nice. But I think we're going to be playing Gleeful Sabotage next turn. Hopefully don't see any Atogs in our future. Yeah, just play out that Mirror Enforcer. Here it comes. Yeah! Beautiful. So he may have a Galvblast for us. We haven't seen one all game long, but really hoping he doesn't have one, and it doesn't appear that he does. We're going to take 3, and we're going to hopefully just wreck him with this. Yeah, this is beautiful. And then we can put the Rancor on the Nettle Sentinel if we want, or we can leave up Vines, which I think might be better. So we'll get you 2, and then we'll get in for 2, and we'll leave up Vines of Vastwood for next turn. Okay. Untap. Yes, please. And we'll get in. Next turn we've got Pit Skulk with a Rancor on it, and that's looking really deadly. So we may just have made a strong enough play to get through this. They don't play as many creatures as we do, so he may be hurting right now. He's going to try and find a Thought Cast, it looks like. Still digging for that. Might not have the right colors to play something. There's a Disciple. We don't care about that. There's a Legionnaire. A little disconcerting. Not terrible. We could put the Rancor on here and perhaps sacrifice the Vines, but I'm not sure we want to do that. Still representing Galvblast. I think we want to play out the Safehold Elite and the Rancor. But what do we put the Rancor on? I think we put it on the Pit Skulk. Maybe we can even draw out a removal spell right here to try and catch our Rancor. Yes, perfect. So we'll cast with Kicker. And we'll make you take 7. So that'll be very deadly. And so now you can't attack with the Legionnaire unless you have another Galv Blast in hand. And we'll also hold this land for a potential groundswell. You also can't attack with this because we have 2 attackers here. So now we can just try and flood the board. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're definitely fine against an attack. So we've got a Ledgewalker now. We can just play out our whole board and hope not to die. Hope we don't die, which I think seems okay. Any pump spell on the Ledgewalker should kill, and he's also just dead in 2 turns from that. So not a terrible position to be in. Hopefully no top decking Krark Clan Shaman or anything like that. That could be very devastating, but we can't afford to play around that. We also have just enough creatures to get through for lethal. Well, actually no, because they can block all 3. Any pump spell is a kill. Just put it on the Ledgewalker here. And he can't attack with anything. Gleeful Sabotage actually gets us a kill, does it? We break this. You untap. We attack with 3 guys. You have to chump block something. We take 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. It's almost a kill. Almost a kill. Actually, we can break our own Rancor and then put it on the Ledgewalker. That's disgusting. Unbelievable. Wait, let's make sure we're casting with Conspire. Wow. This is insane. So broken. Wow. I like that play a lot. So this should work as far as I know. We end up getting a miracle play to save us in a time of need. And we're just going to suit up the Ledgewalker and bash in. Yep, that's fine. We take 1. Not going to do anything today. This goes away. Suit up the Ledgewalker. You have no flyers, no cards. And it's GG. So we will not untap the Sentinel again. We'll just get in. We take the match. Very close match. Extremely close. Thank you so much, Allstar997. Thank you guys for watching. I thought that was a pretty cool play back there. Gleeful Sabotage proved to be very effective in combating these scary Affinity creatures and doing a nice little trick with the Rancor. So I hope you enjoyed that one. Please do leave a comment on this article and continue to watch the rest of the videos. Thanks.